This lesson is called Breakdown of a $5,000 to $20,000 website. And it's all about demystifying what goes into a premium project. Now, when people hear that a website costs $5,000, $10,000, or even $30,000, they imagine some sort of secret sauce or rare technology, but in reality, premium sites use the same building blocks that you already know. A strong opening, clearly defined sections, thoughtful transitions, and a closing call to action. The difference is in the execution. As we walk through a real example today, notice how the design elements work together. This should make you feel confident that you can do the same with practice. So start by opening the Springs Estate website and land on the hero section. Don't scroll yet, just take in the first screen. You're gonna see a clean navigation at the top here with a small menu icon on the left and the logo centered with a simple contact us link on the right. There's plenty of breathing room around these items because the designer values the white space. Researchers point out that giving elements room to breathe improves the readability and reduces cognitive load for the visitors. So a great hero should evoke a feeling before you even read anything. Here, we have images alternating in different directions. This is catching the reader's attention, the visitor's attention. Notice how smooth and premium and high quality these images are. The page is quiet, inviting you to explore. There's not really much going on in here. This is the hero's job, to make a first strong impression. Now, if you look at the bottom of the hero section, you'll see a short paragraph on the left here describing the architectural concept. The words talk about asymmetry and weightlessness. But even though the text is long, it doesn't feel heavy because there's lots of space around it. See all this blank space here? This balance of copy and image is intentional. Good heroes have a clear headline, supporting copy, a strong visual, and a single next best step. Now click on the Residences button in the top left corner here. And let's stay on this green Residences screen for a second. The oversized type and minimal copy sets expectations. This section is about the living spaces on offer. The space around the text, see, gives it weight, and the dark background creates contrast with the lighter text. This kind of macro white space guides your eye to the important elements and helps you scan the page. You're not bombarded with information, but instead, the page sets a mood and invites curiosity. Now scroll slowly to the next slide. A full screen photograph of a beautiful interior living room fades in. On the right side, a pale box appears with the word flats. You see this right here? Underneath is a brief description, designer finishings, and a button labeled Search Flats. Notice how this card is anchored to the same spot in each slide. This consistency is a pattern that you'll see throughout the site. Each content block has a big image, a short label, and a clear call to action. According to design best practices, every section should have one primary action. The button stands out because of its contrast and generous padding. If you hover over it, you might notice a subtle change in color, a micro interaction that confirms that it's interactive. Now I've already scrolled, but scroll again and a new photograph appears. This time it's an outdoor patio bathed in sunlight. The card stays the same, still offering flats, so you understand that you're viewing different examples of the same category. This repetition of layout builds familiarity. When high-end websites reuse structures, they create a rhythm that's easy for visitors to follow. You're not guessing what to do. You know where to look for the headline, the description, and the call to action. That's the power of clear, repeatable structures. See, now scroll a bit further to the next part of the page, and you'll see the layout shift slightly, okay? An interior scene fills the left side. See? While on the right, there's a vertical column of small thumbnail images. Now pause here and look at the spacing between the thumbnails and the main image. There's enough room for your eyes to differentiate each element without confusion. The thumbnails invite you to explore more rooms. Even if you don't click, their presence hints at depth. The main image draws your attention first, right? Then the smaller images provide secondary interest. This hierarchy is intentional. Designers use size, weight, and white space to guide viewers from the most important element to the least. When you design your own site, you need to think about what you want people to see first and give that element the most space and contrast. Now scroll a bit further to the final part of the website. This is called the footer. The page transitions back to a dark background. The large word springs in the middle appears in an elegant script. This section acts as the closing. It doesn't overwhelm you with options. It simply restates the brand and leaves you with a lasting impression. Earlier, at the top of the site, the navigation included a contact us link. That's your CTA, your call to action. The ending isn't a hard sell. It's a gentle nudge reminding you of the brand's elegance. Good websites end gracefully, often with a simplified footer or summary and a clear next step. This section also includes large details and links in small type, but they don't actually distract you from the main message because they're placed at the bottom so slightly and subtly. Now let's step back and look at what we just experienced. The hero welcomed us with a strong visual and minimal navigation. It set the mood and hinted at the brand's promise. The next section introduced the residences with a bold title and a transition that used movement to guide us. Inside the residences section, we saw a series of slides. Each slide followed the same pattern: large image, short label, description, and a call to action. Switching between flats and townhouses didn't require a new layout. The structure stayed the same. Now this repetition builds familiarity and trust. So after the slides, the layout shifted to a gallery with thumbnails, then a section with longer text, and every change was smooth and used animation to orient us. Finally, the closing section brought us back to the brand and reminded us of the next step. So what makes this site feel premium isn't magic or complex coding, it's the careful use of proven design principles. The designer uses white space to separate content and reduce cognitive load. The typography is chosen for legibility and personality. These images are high quality, like extremely high quality, and tell a story. Each section has one clear purpose and one primary call to action. Transitions and micro interactions are used sparingly to guide you and confirm your actions. Even though the site looks sophisticated, it's actually built from a few repeatable modules: a hero, content blocks with images, text, transitional screens, and a closing. You can replicate this approach on your own projects by starting with a strong opening, breaking your content into clear sections, adding gentle transitions, and ending with a clear call to action. Now guys, as we wrap up, remember that high end doesn't mean complicated. You don't need to overdo things. The core ingredients are actually within your reach: thoughtful spacing, clear hierarchy, consistent patterns, and restrained motion. Focus on how the users will feel when they land on your page. Set the mood with a strong hero. Divide your story into digestible sections. Use transitions and micro interactions to guide visitors without distracting them. Close with a simple, compelling call to action. And when you execute these fundamentals well, you can create a site that feels worth $5, $10, or $20,000. And with practice, you'll actually discover that the same structures that you've seen here can be applied to basically any project that you work on. That's all for this chapter. I'll see you in the next one.